A failed awakening, a shattered dream, and a VRMMORPG that could be the key to rewriting destiny. I Can Only Cultivate in a Game takes a well-worn trope and injects emotional depth, complex world-building, and a no-harem promise into the mix. Let's break it down. In a world where mana has transformed the earth, humanity now lives in fortified cities, surrounded by magical beasts and other powerful humanoid species. The only hope for survival lies with the awakened, those who can wield mana through powerful classes. Victor Revenant, a 16-year-old with dreams of becoming an awakened, fails his awakening test, condemning him to a life of mediocrity. As a consolation, his father gifts him a VRMMORPG, Ascendant Realms, Cultivation Chronicles, a game promising a fully immersive cultivation experience. When Victor logs in as his in-game persona, Fang Chen, he discovers that the cultivation techniques he learns in the game begin to manifest in the real world. Armed with the Primordial Chaos Constitution and the Void Emperor Bloodline, Victor embarks on a dual journey, cultivating in the game and using his newfound powers to change his fate in reality. Unlike the typical stoic, ruthless, or overly comedic MCs in many cultivation novels, Victor is self-deprecating, relatable, and genuinely human. He is portrayed as a young man struggling with failure and self-doubt, making him instantly more sympathetic than the usual overpowered MC. The author takes time to flesh out Victor's emotional state, showing his disappointment, frustration, and determination in a realistic manner. This emotional depth allows for more nuanced character development, making his eventual rise to power feel more earned and satisfying. The premise of being able to cultivate through a VRMMORPG is a refreshing twist on the genre, blending game elements with cultivation mechanics. Unlike other Cultivate in a Game stories, the game here is not just a tool for leveling up, but a complex world with its own lore and challenges, making it feel like a story within a story. The Primordial Chaos Constitution and Void Emperor Bloodline add layers of intrigue, as both abilities have potential in the game and the real world, creating dual stakes for Victor. The game mechanics are well-defined, with a focus on cultivation techniques, bloodlines, and combat skills, allowing for strategic power-ups rather than plot-convenient ones. The author creates two interconnected worlds, the dystopian, mana-infused Earth and the vast game world of Ascendant Realms. On Earth, the rise of mana has led to the emergence of humanoid races, powerful beasts, and fortified cities, creating a setting ripe for intrigue, conflict, and exploration. In the game, Ascendant Realms serves as a cultivation epic, with its own factions, sects, and power struggles, effectively acting as a parallel cultivation universe. The two worlds are distinct yet interlinked, and the tension between them adds depth to the overall narrative, especially as Victor begins to use his game powers to impact the real world. The author has explicitly stated that there will be no harem, a significant departure from most cultivation or game-centric novels. This allows for more focused character development and potentially deeper, more meaningful relationships. It also means that female characters are more likely to be well-developed, with individual goals and personalities, rather than being mere love interests. This choice aligns well with the emotional depth of the protagonist, emphasizing character growth and real connections over superficial romance. Beyond the typical weak to strong progression, the novel delves into themes of overcoming failure and self-doubt. Victor's struggle to accept his failed awakening and redefine his path is central to his arc. Family and emotional support. The gift of the game from Victor's father shows a rare, supportive parental relationship in the genre. Identity and duality. Victor must navigate being Fang Chen in the game and Victor in reality, creating dual conflicts and parallel growth, perseverance and resilience. Unlike overpowered MCs, Victor must earn his strength through effort and strategy, reinforcing the theme of growth through hardship. Pros: emotionally complex protagonist with realistic motivations and struggles. Unique dual-world structure, blending VRMMORPG and real-world cultivation. Well-defined game system, emphasizing skill development over instant power-ups. No harem, allowing for more focused character dynamics and genuine relationships. Consistent tone and pacing, maintaining reader engagement without feeling rushed. Cons: the game mechanics may become repetitive if not creatively expanded upon. Potential for cliché tropes, especially regarding the cultivation aspects, if not handled with care. Secondary characters risk being underdeveloped, especially if the focus remains heavily on Victor's growth. The real-world consequences of Victor's powers need to be clearly defined to maintain narrative tension. I Can Only Cultivate in a Game successfully combines VRMMORPG elements with cultivation, creating a compelling narrative about a failed hero trying to rewrite his destiny. The emotionally nuanced protagonist, well-defined game mechanics, and absence of harem tropes set it apart from typical cultivation novels, making it a refreshing read. However, the dual-world structure and cultivation mechanics need to be consistently developed and balanced to maintain reader interest. The story's strength lies in its character depth and emotional realism, so leaning into those aspects rather than relying on generic cultivation cliches will keep it engaging. Rating: 7 out of 10. Strong start with emotional depth and intriguing mechanics, but potential pitfalls in repetitive game elements and character development. Would you prefer to see more of Victor's emotional journey, or are you more interested in how the game mechanics and real-world cultivation interplay?